Odadia Radio. Like us on Facebook at Odadia Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Odadia Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200-092925.
My God be my provider. He be my protector. So I go higher. Yo baby I need Pabeka. My God be my provider. He be my protector. So I go higher. Oh yeah. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Love me now, no be later. No be later. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Love me now, no be later. Yeah. Nana nyami kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami be kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami be kebi mama. Yeah. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. People know me up for money. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. You munyai. Uti make it coming once time I see Bible call with a stolen mic. Ubi see my phone coming here can see na two main pie. Ubi banya moshe na mu destroy the soul inside. My baby, I'm on a monkai. Shame on you, I pray my God go favor you. What we they do be deja vu. Omunya and kefie dedu. Shame on you, I pray my God go favor you. What we they do be deja vu. Omunya and kefie dedu. Nana nyami kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami be kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami be kebi mama. Yeah. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Love me now, no be later. No be later. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Love me now, no be later. Yeah. Rockstar. Yeah. They call me Eugene. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby, I need Pabeka. My God be my provider. He be my protector. So I go higher. Yeah, baby, I need Pabeka. My God be my provider. He be my protector. So I go higher. Oh yeah. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Love me now, no be later. No be later. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Love me now, no be later. Yeah. Nana nyami kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami be kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami be kebi mama. Yeah. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Me nyawo bi ampobone. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me some I see what we call with a stolen mic. We be see my phone coming here, can see na 2 main pie. We bang a machine and we destroy the soul inside. My baby, I'm on a monkai. Shame on you. I pray my God to favor you. What we they do be deja vu. Omunya and Kefi Jedu. Shame on you. I pray my God to favor you. What we they do be deja vu. Omunya and Kefi Jedu. Nana nyami kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami be kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama, kebi mama. Nana nyami be kebi mama. Me me nyawo biampo boni. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Me me nyawo biampo boni. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Eba, eba. I still dey fight for the paper. Love me now, no be later. No be later. Eba, eba. I still dey fight for the paper. Love me now, no be later. Yeah. Rockstar. They call me Eugene.
All right, so music from Kwame Eugene. If you wish me well, I would definitely also wish you well. It is 57 after 9. We're live on the breeze on Odadia Radio. WhatsApp us on 02092925. If you have any shout outs, if you have anything to share with us this morning, remember it's welcome on our WhatsApp platform. Is 02092925. Coming up shortly, we have the Ghana Enterprises Agency rep joining us to discuss their packages for SMEs. And of course, later on with Rufus, we'll be discussing bit into entertainment. And shortly, we'll also be checking out some social media trends. And I'll keep you updated on what is trending on social media. So it's all here on The Breeze.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Breeze with me, Salom Duche Kudiabo. So a lot of people have been talking about SMEs. Today we have the seasoned personality who will be telling us and what we should expect from his side. He goes by the name Odadia Esiedu Yirinchi Kweku. He is the assistant head, GA Medina Business Advisory Center. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so let me just take you back a bit before we dive into the main issues. Can you give us some introduction?
Okay, so as everybody knows, my name is Asieju Wenji Kweku. Actually, my full name is Nicholas Kweku Sian Asante Asieju Wenji, but I use Asieju Wenji Kweku for the meantime.
Okay.
And so I was born in Accra. As education-wise goes, my junior high was in Queensland International School, which is in Sacramento Estates. Then I proceeded to SHS, of course, PSEC, obviously. And then my tertiary education was in Central University College. So basically, that's my education background. But I've been in Accra my whole life. So
yeah, so you said you came to PSEC, so officially you are now Dadia.
Exactly,
Now, let me ask you, can you tell us some of your days in PSEC? How was it like for you as a student in PSEC Legon?
Exactly. So I entered PSEC 2006. Yeah, 2006. And then I enrolled in the visual arts program. So I was actually in visual arts. I remember when we came, we had a lot of students wanted to do general arts, science, and all of them. But I said no. I had a little bit of interest in architecture because my dad is an architect. So I had a little bit of interest there. So I decided, okay, let me see what I can do on that background with that setup. And so I enrolled in visual arts, and my time in PSEC was interesting because actually I'm also do music. So whilst I was in PSEC, I was with the music department too.
Okay.
I remember we used to do hymns. PSEC is a hymn.
So can you tell us your most memorable time in PSEC Legon? Is it the breaking bounds or eating aguase or going on the school?
So everybody who has been to Bisek knows that we have great food, and as we all know, Guase is one of the trending places when you come to Bisek. There's great food everywhere. I remember Auntie. There was one woman who used to sell.
Is it Mama Tess?
Mama Tess, very good. Mama Tess. I almost forgot her name. So she sells the best plain rice and stew with chicken. So every time after we go on break, that's the first place. And I also like food, so obviously that's my first point of call. Anytime we go for break, so it was very interesting. And then the music too was a big part of my life in Pisek. You know, the hymns. Even though I'm more of a contemporary kind of guy, but the hymns are also part of my upbringing.
Right. So now let's jump straight to your job now. You are right here at Odadia Radio trying to tell us or about to tell us about what you are into now. So what is your background at GEA? Basically, what do you do at GEA? Okay, so GEA
is a government institution that was formed in 1985. Believe me, 1985, and we are under Ministry of Trade and Industry. So what we do is that we have been mandated to oversee all activities relating to MSMEs, meaning small, medium scale enterprises. Okay. So anything involving small businesses in the country, we have been mandated to oversee all operations about it. And we also have branches all over the country.
Okay.
Yes, we are in about 206 constituencies all over the country. So we have branches all over. So anywhere you are, you can find us in the districts in any part of where you might reside.
Okay, so let me find out from you, how important are SMEs towards the development of a nation? How relevant are SMEs?
All right, so as we all know, in Africa, I would say yes, and more specifically in Ghana, the GDP is basically run by SMEs, or the income that comes from the GDP is basically from the small and medium scale enterprises. And there's a study that shows that 80% of Ghana's GDP comes from it, and mostly the women are the ones who are running the SMEs more. So we tend to focus more on women. We have brought out programs that are focused on women, basically, because we feel that they are more business oriented. I'm not saying that the guys or men are not, yes, but in general, women are more business oriented. So our business are towards them.
Okay, so it means people do a lot, but now you have a key focus on what we call the Ghana Job and Skills Project. Exactly. What is this all about?
Exactly. So the Ghana Jobs and Skills Project, what we are seeking to do with this is to train about 50,000 youth, and the youth, this age bracket includes 18 to 40.
Okay.
And it is for male and female, so nobody is segmented. So what we're seeking to do is give entrepreneurs or business owners entrepreneurial training from our side.
Okay.
And then we're also giving technical training. Technical training is being done by CTVET.
Okay.
CTVET, yeah. So they will take over or handle the technical side of it. But we are giving them entrepreneurial training. So what we do is that in all our districts where we're located at, there's a process that you go through. You register, and then it's online.
Okay.
So you can go online.
So we'll go through the process. But quick one. At GEA, what kind of packages do you offer for SMEs? Is it financial, or is it just training and then you leave them to go on their own? Or
okay, so basically, GEA, we are our core mandate is to create jobs.
Okay.
That's our core mandate, and so we do that by organizing training, seminars, workshops that focuses on building their capacity up. So business owners, entrepreneurs, we build up their capacity so that in the long run they will be able to maximize their businesses and then also grow, and in the long run also employ people. By employing more people, then you're reducing that employment rate in the country. So that's our core mandate. Our core mandate is to create jobs for the youth, because we think that a lot of youth in Ghana are just hanging about without no jobs, lazing about, and then in long run they enter into vices and then those kind of things, which affects the country a lot. So our core mandate, as I said, is to create jobs, and then by doing that, we hope to reduce the unemployment rate in the country. So as
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: the offers you are giving these SMEs,
Yes.
are they free or there are conditions attached to it?
Yeah, so normally our programs are free. All that we need from you is your time. So when you are shortlisted and you're called for a program, we expect that you make time for it, because we believe that the trainings we are giving you would help you in the long run. As I said, to maximize your business, and then also in terms of employing people, we would also seek to enforce that. GA, what we do is that we have clients,
Okay.
so you can come to our offices, register with us, and then by being our client, you enjoy some of the benefits we are trying to offer you, or we offer.
Wow,
Yes,
that's very
so-
interesting.
Yes.
Now, Kweku, let me ask you this quick one. How do I qualify, or who qualifies for such a package? What do you look out for?
Okay, so you must be someone who is interested in opening up a business,
Okay.
and then maybe if you are already in a business, you should be someone who is looking to expand or to grow. Those are the main things. And then we look at your attitude. If your attitude is right, you can be a business owner or a business, but if your attitude is right, you can never move forward. So
Okay.
we try to harness that your attitude should be right, so that in case let's say in case of funds and all these kind of things, some of the criteria look at is your willingness to learn
Okay.
in some of our programs that we offer, and some of the things that we do, that our trainings and our workshops that we offer. If we see that you are serious and everything, it is part of showing to us that you are willing to receive what we are giving you.
Wow, good news out there. But let me ask you this one, right?
Yeah.
Are you offering this support to all sectors, or you have some specific sectors you are concentrating on for this particular rollout?
Yeah. So for the Ghana Jobs and Skills, as I said, the criteria for this is youth. So as I said, the age bracket from 18 to 40 years old, male or female, and then you should be someone in business. If you don't have any educational background,
Okay.
you should be someone who's in business. The minimum qualification for this is BC certificate. So GHS, BC certificates, we will look at that. That's the minimum requirement. But other than that, I think that's if you are already in business, but you want to enhance or grow your business. That's what we look at. But for now, the main ones are the age bracket, and then the minimum qualification which is your BEC certificate. So that is the two main. Listen, as I said, we should be able to see that you are ready to learn. Your attitude should be right.
So does it focus on people in manufacturing, people in agri, in the arts, or which sectors?
Yes. So for a job, this project, it doesn't the sectors that are involved, as I said, is mainly for unemployed people. So sectors really doesn't come in here.
Okay.
Once you're unemployed, within that age bracket, 18 to 40, if you're unemployed, you qualify. So that is it. But there's another project we have that I would like to mention. It's the COVID-19 Resilient Fund.
Okay. So we'll come to that one. But
so that
quick one.
one's- Yeah.
Are there payback systems for these funds you're going to give out to
Okay. So
entrepreneurs in this
Yes.
SME bracket?
So for the Ghana Jobs and Skills, the training should be in three folds. So we have the basic, intermediary, then advanced levels. So all people who will be shortlisted are expected to go through the basic training. Then, if you qualify, then you move on to the intermediary and then advanced. For the intermediary level, there will be some form of grants
Okay.
available, as if you qualify. So there are some after the application and registration, there will be a screening
Okay.
done to pick who will be shortlisted, and then we would then inform you when the trainings will be organized, where the trainings will be organized, and then from there we take it from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happens to defaulters? You know, because you're in a system where some people take loans or grants and they tend to run away or hide
Yes.
from
Yeah.
their helpers. So
Yeah.
what happens if somebody defaults in paying back these loans?
Yes. So this is a grant. So grant means that you don't pay back.
Okay.
But with other programs that involve loans, like example, the 2020, the coronavirus alleviation fund that we bought out was a loan. So with that one, we gave them applicants who were successful 1 year moratorium, which means that the first year is free, and then you pay or you start paying from the second year. Yes, I remember that. I mean, 20, I don't know if you remember if the president rolled out a loan scheme, you know, that we should we're supposed to facilitate for MSMEs.
Yes.
Yes. So with that one, they had 1 year moratorium, which means that the first year was free. So you start paying from second year, and then they finish by the third year.
Okay.
And after that, those within 1 year, we also do monitoring. So it means that we go around to all the businesses that were giving funds. So we go around to monitor and then see what you are doing with the funds we gave you.
If you are growing.
Yes, if you are going with business, because we expect that once you give the money, in 2-3 years time, you should be somewhere. You shouldn't be at where you were when you came in. So that's also one of our long-term goals. We want to see you grow. We don't want to see you stagnate. When you come into us, when you join our outfit, we want to see you grow. So from time to time, we even do visitations. You go around and then visit our clients and then see how well they are doing. If they have any concerns, then they voice out their concerns to us, and then we try to address or try to find the best way forward. But in terms of the loans, we do some form of monitoring. So we go around to see what they are doing with the money.
Okay.
And then we report back. You know, we have reports that we do. We write reports down to also monitor them and then to also track them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really good news for everybody out there. The SMEs, this is good news. We are still live on Odadia Radio, and we are just discussing funding for SMEs. Kweku,
Yeah.
how long has this been running? And then what's the duration for this particular offer? Do you have a time duration for businesses to grow? For instance, if you give me a 10,000 cities,
Yeah.
do I have a year to make sure I grow, or I have about forever to move the business forward?
Yes. So normally what we do is that for the COVID alleviation fund that we brought out, that was done in 2020, and I think that one is done. People are now paying back. So
Okay.
the ones that what we gave to people, to applicants, and they are now repaying back. But with the jobs and skills, grant jobs and skills, that one is not. It's a new project that has come, and then we are yet to implement. So the registration is starting from the 15th to the 27th of next month.
15th
Of this month
Okay.
to 27th of next month.
Okay.
Yes. So that is the time frame for the registration. And so we are inviting all people within the age bracket that is 18 to 40, male or female, to apply for the program. But with the grant from the World Bank, that was implemented last year. So we did the first phase last year. That was for the micros. You know, we have three categories of businesses. We have the micro, which includes 1 to 5 workers, including you, the CEO.
Okay.
Then we have small. Small includes 6 to 30 workers. And then the medium is 31 to 100 workers. So there are categories that we look at. And then so the first phase was for the micros. So that's 1 to 5 workers. then we disbursed funds to successful applicants, and then they got their money. So we are now coming to implement the second phase, which will start in October.
Okay.
October. So that will be for the small and medium.
Wow.
Medium. So as of now, the applications portal is open, so you can apply to that one too.
Yeah. So which website can people log on to register for?
So the website for the grants is ga.gov.gh/GETP.
Please repeat that again.
I'll say it again. GEA.gov.gh/GETP.
Okay. Now, we have people in various regions. We have, because of distance.
Right.
Do you have your trainings in person or you have your trainings online?
Yes. So mostly we have our trainings in person. We have a venue that we use, or we go and then take a venue for 2 days, 3 days, depending on how long the program will run. I remember during the COVID period, we were also doing that, but we were doing more of online training and but normally what we do is that we do in-person training.
Okay.
Because we want to engage you more, and then to see where your mind is at, and ask you questions and see where, if you understand what we are teaching you.
Okay.
Or what we're teaching. So we do more of in-person training. But because of the circumstances now, I think and the technology now, we can also implement online training and those kind of.
That's a good move.
So yeah.
Do you have plans for people with disability? Because usually they are sort of marginalized or left behind when it comes to benefit for some of these initiatives. So what are the plans for such people?
Right. They are not. We have plans for them. They are not excluded. They are very much in our plans. So what we do is that they are special people.
Okay.
As you know. So something when they apply, we take special notice of them. But they are also every benefit that applicants get, they also get the same benefits. So they are not excluded. They are very much in our plans.
So how long should an SME be in existence before they can qualify or apply for these grants?
Right. They should be in existence for at least 2 years.
At least 2 years.
At least 2 years.
So from, let's say, 2020 to 2021, you qualify to apply for.
2020, yes. 2020, yeah. But this year, if you just open up this year, unfortunately,
you have to wait.
Unfortunately, you can't. Yeah. So at least 2 years is the minimum target.
Wow. That's the good news for everybody out there. The SMEs, we're still talking to Odadie Esiedu Renchukweku, Assistant Head, GA Madina Business Advisory Center. We still have more information for you coming up, so stay tuned. Live here on Odadie Radio.
Odadie Radio.
Odadie Radio. Like us on Facebook at Odadie Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Odadie Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200 092925.
Did you know that 90% of people with autoimmune diseases will be misdiagnosed or spend years before a diagnosis is made? Precious time that could lead to organ damage. Autoimmune diseases occur when the immune system starts to attack healthy organs and cells in the body till they are destroyed. These conditions are more severe and are increasingly seen in people of African ancestry. The Rheumatology Initiative TRI is an NGO leading with education, advocacy, and research in autoimmune diseases. TRI ensures patients have the right peer support with a support group of over 200 people diagnosed with autoimmune conditions. The Rheumatology Initiative provides emergency medication for needy patients and teaches them life skills to ensure some financial stability. TRI reaches patients, health practitioners, and the general public through various educational interventions to enable prompt diagnosis and treatment for improved outcomes. How can you support our work at the Rheumatology Initiative? Please donate to our MTN Momo 024-192-9775. Account name is the Rheumatology Initiative. To volunteer, please send an email to volunteer@tryghana.org. That's TRIGhana.org. Visit our website tryghana.org to reach us, and on social media look for our handles at TryGhana.
Working on a weekend like usual. Hi, my name is Jimmy Markin. Please join me and my team as we present to you the Students' Lounge on Odadie Radio this and every Saturday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. for fun-filled moments, bringing to you the students' view on captivating topics, student celebrity interviews, and many more. Remember, the Students' Lounge is on Odadie Radio this and every Saturday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Do tune in.
No, you see my text, baby, please say something. Wine by the glass, your man a cheapskate, huh?
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love.
Say no to single-use plastic bags. They are destroying our environment. Water bodies contribute to most of the rubbish in open spaces and gutters, contributing to floods. Fish and livestock are ingesting plastics, which poses danger to our health. Plastics take ages to decompose and are harmful to the environment. Be responsible. Join eco-conscious citizens in supporting International Plastic Bag Free Day and say no to plastic bags. Use a basket, jute bag, or other biodegradable bags on 3rd July and every other day.
Hey, this is Antoine Mentor from the Odadie 2009 year group. You're locked into Odadie Radio. Shine the light. Keep it locked.
Hello everyone, this is Chris Fifi Johnson, Director of Communication, Odadie Global. Don't change that dial. Odadie Radio. Shine the light.
Hello guys, this is Abdullah Awudu, Odadie 89, General Manager at the Multimedia Group. You are listening to Odadie Radio. Shine the light.
Hello colleagues, this is Tay Agbemo, 1981 year group. I invite you all to listen to Odadie Radio. Odadie Radio, shine the light.
Hi, this is Caleb Oponyafe of the 2009 year group, 3G class to be precise. That was the best class back in the day. And I entreat all to listen to Odadie Radio, shine the light.
This is George Pabi listening to Odadie Radio, streaming live from Brampton, Ontario, Canada.
Hello, my name is Richard Osei Ajiman, aka Malaika from 2009 year group. I encourage each and every one of you to listen to Odadie Radio, shine the light.
This is Edwin Jasa, also known as Eddie P. Labone House, an executive member of the Odadie 8789 year group. There's an Odadie radio station recently launched. Let's all patronize it. So guys,
make them curious. Everybody wanna be on my side. Hey, sorry, please leave my side, man. Phone don't stop ringing, and now my friends are banging, and money calling my phone like I'm banking, king. No be joke, I'm in heavy, making everything possibly. Got my swag on, thinking. It's a good day, all night, all day, chilling, don't try me, start 10. It's a Friday night, hooray. When we drop in this party, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, you for me. Everybody's watching movie, looking fresh and cutie, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, you for me. It's a Friday night, hooray. When we drop in this party, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, you for me. Everybody's watching movie, looking fresh and cutie, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, you for me. Yeah. Show my swag, don't need no person, I don't need no questions, I don't need no rough, so please move. I'm looking fresh, got my stacks on deck. I'm a fashionista, got my Casablanca t-shirt. Phone don't stop ringing, and now my friends are banging, and money calling my phone like I'm banking, thinking. No be joke, I'm in heavy, making everything possibly. Got my swag on, thinking. It's a good day, all night, all day, chilling, don't try me, start 10. It's a Friday night, hooray. When we drop in this party, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, you for me. Everybody's watching movie, looking fresh and cutie, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, you for me. It's a Friday night, hooray. When we drop in this party.
Alright, so we're still live on The Breeze. On the Friday morning, it is 25 minutes after 10, live on Odadie Radio. We are live on the Zeno app. We are live on the Odadie Radio app. And of course, we are as well live on YouTube. You can check us out and watch the show live on YouTube right now, and as well on Facebook. Our WhatsApp line is 02092925. So a while ago, you had demographic, speaking to the assistant head for the Medina Business Advisory Center for Ghana Enterprises Agency, Odadie Esiedu Yenchi Kweku. We are not done with that. We will still continue with that interview and bring you more. So just in case you have any questions or comments, if you'd like to reach us, you can call or WhatsApp on 02000 or you can call our studio line on 030-255-1014 if you have any questions or comments, or if you like to probably seek more from what the Ghana Enterprises Agency is offering SMEs in Ghana. Then there is the right spot. Just put up your question and we'll post it or push it to Esiedu to give you a response on that. So Demo, let's continue from where we stopped.
Yeah, so I think so far GEA is here to support SMEs in Ghana, but Kweku is telling me behind the scenes students are not left out.
Really?
That they have packages for students. Yes. So
okay.
I want to leave that to him to emphasize on that part of the package for students in Ghana.
Yeah. So actually, the project is actually aimed at students because we know that students after school, they find it hard to find internships, apprenticeships. So we actually focusing more on them, and our sensitization drive right now is towards the schools, the universities, senior high, junior high. So we are moving around schools to also spread the word or to enlighten them on what the Ghana Jobs and Skills is all about. So they are our primary target, I would say, because we want them to be busy and not idle.
Okay.
After school. Exactly, because we know idle hands find trouble finds themselves in idle hands. So we want them to be busy and active, and then find something to do whilst they are waiting for jobs, and if possible, maybe even go into business aside doing their work aside. Okay. So this project is actually aimed at students, more or less, yes. So they are primary target. I think we've been to a few schools already, so we are looking to continue doing that. So that is, it's basically for them.
So back in Legon, they'll tell you can't sell in your room, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this.
Exactly.
So will you say that the universities need to look at allowing students to do some petty trade as a form of learning how to go into the world market for business?
Yes, I think even that can be done, but also we are looking to talk to the schools to introduce into their curriculum business topics.
Okay.
To also start or help the students engage more or bring out their ideas once they are in school. We talk about practical, but they also need to know the theory aspect of being a good business owner or being an entrepreneur. And so that is what we are also trying to implement or establish by giving these trainings that I talked about, trainings and workshops that focus on building you up, building your capacity up to be able to venture into business, whatever business you might be interested in. So our sole purpose is to help business or the youth to open up and then to also express their ideas. We also help them express their ideas by offering business advice, business counseling. So when you're talking to offices, we also offer business advice, business counseling. If you're a startup and you don't know what to do, you don't know how to go about it, you can come into our offices and then we offer you advice on how to start up your business. If need be, we give you something to also help you push your business up. That can also be arranged somewhere in the future. But if you're a startup, we definitely can help you express your ideas and give you some advice on how to start up your business, how to grow your business, how to maximize profit.
Okay.
Exactly. So those are some of the things that we do aside our programs that we run, and then maybe the funding that come occasionally from the government and those kind of things. So that is what our core mandate, as I said, is to create jobs, because we want the youth of today to be able to express themselves through their business ideas.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So where can people locate your offices across Ghana?
Okay, so GEA, our offices, we normally work with the assemblies. So for Medina, my office is in the in Quantanine Medina Assembly. So we are located within the assembly building. So if you just come to the assembly, you just ask for GA or MBSSI. MBSSI is what people know as National Board for Small Scale Industries. We changed our name, but people still use MBSSI. So if you say GE or MBSSI, you'll be directed to our offices.
So do you have any number you want to put out there so that in case somebody wants to call to get further inquiry, is there any number you want to put out there?
Yeah, sure. So for now, I would give my number out. I'll give my number out so that anybody within the Medina district can call me and then be directed to the place. So it's 0570 226 661.
Please, can you repeat that?
Yeah, 0570 226 661.
So do you have any special message for all the listeners out there, all your target group, all the students listening to you now?
Yes. So what I'll say is that any youth or any person who is interested in going into business, I would urge you not to be afraid, but just take a bold step, and then we can help you along the way. That's what we are here for. We are here to help you open up your business ideas and to express yourself. So anybody who wants to go into business, we encourage you to visit us at our various offices, and then we'll be able to help you gladly. That's what I can say.
So GA is here to help every SME out there. So take the chance, apply, and make sure all the documents they need to support you is ready, because they are here for you.
Well, can we basically look at maybe probably the scheme and the offers you are giving out? Are there challenges that you guys have been experiencing? Any that you want to share?
Yes. So with the grants I talked about, the COVID-19 response grant, during the first phase, which we did for the micros, right? We had some people trying to sort of take money from people in the name of "I'll help you."
Okay.
Which is wrong, because we went on air, as I'm doing now, to inform people that our services are free. Nobody should go and take money or pay money to someone for them to do it for you. If you need assistance, you can come to the office, or you can go online. There are guidelines there to guide you in the application process. So there's no reason to pay money to someone for them to
that means that you had challenges of people going up behind and trying to charge money and help people too.
Yes, we had a lot of fraud cases around, and then we a lot. It's a lot. So I'm urging listeners out there not to pay money to anybody. If anybody says he is from GEA, I beg of them to verify.
Okay.
How
can they do that? Do you have IDs your people carry around?
Yes, we have IDs. Every officer in GEA has a tag.
Okay.
So with the name, the company logo and everything on it. So once they are carrying that, we have been mandated to carry it everywhere we go. So once somebody comes to you and says, "I'm from GEA," please verify. Please verify.
Okay.
Because it might lead to you paying a lot of money.
Okay.
Yes.
Then it means that when it comes to the aspect of people paying back the monies, how does that system work? Are there challenges? Have you experienced anyone who probably might have gotten the funds and?
Yes. So for the Kabas, what we did in 2020, yes, we have people, Ghanaians, they'll tell the government money is free. So we have people saying they won't pay. So we have a system where we know who we're giving the money to. There's a database that we have that we can track repayments. So we know if you are paying or not, you pay into an account. The Cabas one that we did, there's an account that you pay into. You are given a bank to go and pay into. But in some cases, we have people, trying to play smart, because they'll tell you, "Government money is free, so I won't pay. I won't pay." So, in cases where people try to be, let me say, stubborn, we have certain action that we take.
Okay. So to retrieve your money.
Yeah, to ensure that, because what we do is that we recycle the money and give it to other people.
Okay.
When you repay, it is recycled and given to other people to also help them.
Okay.
So when you don't pay, how are we going to recycle the money and help other
people,
another person? So that's why we repay. But for the grants, it's not. You don't pay.
You don't pay for the grants.
And that will be starting in October.
Okay, so the grant will be starting in October.
Yeah, the second phase will be starting in October. But the portal is open now.
Okay, for application and the fresh new applicants who come on board.
The applications for the small and medium enterprises.
Okay, that's for the grants.
Yeah, for the grants.
Oh, okay.
And with that one, the small, we are looking at you having probably an annual sale of at least 180K to about 2.1 million. That's for the small enterprises. Okay. And then for the medium, you have to have an annual sale of at least 7.2 million to about 22 million. So there's a category, not all people can apply, but we are looking at those who have that range of annual sales within a year. And then also the amount of workers you have. As I said, small is from 6 to 30.
To 30 staff?
Staff, including the CEO.
Okay.
You yourself. So, and then the medium is from 31 to 100. Okay. So if you fall within this
category
bracket,
okay.
And then another thing is that you have to have a business registration certificate. If you have that, then you can also apply.
So that's some of the requirements.
Exactly.
An applicant need to provide.
Exactly.
So one business
should be a small business.
Business operation permit.
Yes. Or and then
business certificate.
A certificate. And then it should be a small business, which comprising of 6 to 30 workers for the small. And then for the medium, 31 to 100 workers. And then the annual sales you should have for small, it should be at least 180K to 7.2. And then for the medium, 7.2 to 22 million.
Okay.
Yes. So for that is some of the criteria we look at. If by any chance you have your income statement, that should be a plus.
Okay, like your cash flows.
Yeah, your cash. So you can get from your bank. You can go to your bank and request for your income statement from 2019 to date.
Okay.
We'll ask you for that. So those are the major criteria that we look at.
Do you have any arrangement that helps an applicant to properly go through the application process?
Yes. So
like assistance.
Yes. So it's basically online, but we have soft copies. Hard copies in offices. So for those who can't go online and apply, you can just visit our offices. Okay. And we'll gladly assist you. But for those who can sit in their homes and use their laptops or their phones to apply, but I'll urge that you use your laptop. The phone, sometimes when you use the phone, it can mess things up because there are other things running in the background. And so when you use the laptop, you're just focusing solely on the registration. So you can do that solely and then you can apply. Sometimes the phone, if you use it, you have notifications coming in left or center, so you can focus on what you're doing. So if anybody's out there who wants to apply, I'll urge you to use a laptop, preferably, or a tablet.
Okay.
Or something like that, yes.
Okay. Is there any training after probably the funds are given, or how
so
are you able to monitor the utilization of the grants?
Yes.
Do you have a system like that?
Yes. So, as I said, after a year, we go around to monitor all the applicants who have been given the funds. We have a system where we have their names and their data and their information. So there's a time allocated for that where we do monitoring. We go around to every successful applicant and then we visit their place of business. And then we physically go there to take pictures and to inquire on what you have used the money for. because we have the information with us. When you are applying, you said you use it for this, that. So all that information is there with us. So when we come to you, we expect to see that what you said you use the money for is being used for. And then after that, we have a report. We actually write a report back and then take to our regional office.
Okay.
So they will also sit down and compile and then see what the applicants are using the money for. So it's a whole procedure. We have a time frame where we just go out and then do monitoring.
Okay.
And then we report back to our regional office. So we'll definitely go around and then and do monitoring and make sure that people are doing what they are saying they're supposed to do.
All right, so we are wrapping up in a bit. If you have any questions or comments, you are interested to get in touch with Ghana Enterprises Agency for a grant to help your business to grow this opportunity. Like you said, the portal is open as at now, so new applicants are being welcomed in. You need to take the steps if you are qualified and go get a grant and help to improve your business. So any questions or comments now, you can just send it to us or call us 02000 92925. We are wrapping up with Esiedu in a bit. Demo.
Yeah, so I'm just glad that this support is there, because there are so many entrepreneurs out there who are looking for this kind of support, but they do not know where to get it from. So it's just right that GEA has taken the upon himself to go around to sensitize the general public on the support system for the SMEs. And we are in a system where a lot of people don't know how to register their business. So
business registration.
Yes, that's another key.
Yes. No matter how small it is.
Yes, you have to register it to be able to access infrastructure such as this. So no matter how small your business is, just try and register it, so that when this kind of supports come in, it's easy for you to also apply, because people apply and they're able to grow their business. And I also want to urge people that when they go for the loans, please pay back, so that the next person can also take work, put it back, then it grows.
You don't have to say this one is government.
No, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. But I must say this segment has been really, really insightful, and it's going to really help in developing the nation, because the unemployment rate in the country is just alarming, and if nothing is done about it, will be chaotic. So we want to say thank you to GEA for making this happen.
Well, we, as I said, we are wrapping up in a bit with Esiedu Yenchi Kweku. Is there anything that you might want to add, probably in reaching out to your audience or your target market?
Yeah, so with what Demo said right now, in terms of the business registration, we do assist people to register their businesses. So with that, you can, as I said, visit our district offices, and then we could help you, assist you to register with the Registrar General in Accra. So this and other things we do. As I said, the business advice, business counseling, we also offer that to also help you realize your ideas, so that in the long run, your business will be successful, and then you can maximize your potential. So this is what I'll say.
Okay.
I'll say to end it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time this morning. He's on another year, 2009. Another year, Esiedu Yenchi Kweku. He is the assistant head for the Medina Business Advisory Center of Ghana Enterprises Agency, GEA. Thank you so much. I mean,
you're welcome.
We need to be doing more of this often to at least try to reach out to your target market and reach out to people who really need this kind of help. So once again, we are so much grateful for making time to be on our show this morning.
It's good to be home.
Of course.
I haven't been in Perspective for a while, so it's been a minute. So it's good to be finally home, and I'll be coming
more often,
very often. So I'll be coming very often.
But what's your impression about the studio?
Oh,
that the radio.
Charlie, roll. Our year group has been having, occasional hangouts in the facility, but I had never come up before. So when I came up and saw the studio for the first time, I was like, Charlie, Charlie, bro. So I was impressed. Honestly, I was impressed. I didn't know the state of so when I came and I saw how the thing was set up, and I was shocked. So I mean, I would say well done to the group who facilitated all this, and more grace to our elbows. We would be in partnership for a very long time, a successful partnership. So I hope to be of assistance for a very long time, and we hope we can take this far.
Okay, thank you. So DJ use.
We are trying to connect a caller.
Okay.
Who has some concerns and want to share with us quickly. I want to connect our caller on the line and then probably get him to contribute to our discussion this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Please, can you hear me? Yeah, good morning.
Yes, and good morning to your guest at the studio. My name is Kujas Meni.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I wanted to find out about how much you are publicizing this innovative facility that you have. How do people get to know about it? Because a lot of the people who are in these SMEs are, having shops, the markets, farmers, etc., etc. What are you doing to make sure that people get to know about it so they can apply? And as you are saying that it is online, how do a lot of these people also understand how to go through the process? For example, myself, who is an entrepreneur, I have maybe 3-4 workers. What criteria do I fall in to be able to allow me to, apply for this facility?
Right. So, as I said, for the grant, we did the phase 1 for the micros, and I mentioned the micros were businesses from 1 to 5 workers, including you, the CEO or the business owner. So with that one, we have already disbursed some funds to them, and so the phase 2 is for the small and medium enterprises. So the small comprises of 6 to 30 workers, and then the medium is from 31 to 100 workers. Okay, so that will start in October, but the portal is open right now. And then on your question on the sensitization, we before we started, we do go around, as in like walk around to do like door-to-door sensitization. So that is one of our main ways we do that. And then the schools are also one of our targets where we go to, and also publicity online and also media tour. So what I'm doing now, I'm in my alma mater radio station, so I'm doing a media tour, then online publicity too. We also do that a lot. So, or you can walk into our offices and inquire from us directly. So if you come to offices, you meet us there, and then we can engage you if need be. So I think that is what I can say about that.
Hello, Kola, are you there?
And the issue of online.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to address the issue of this thing being online.
Yes, sir.
I mean, how are we going to be able to do this online properly? Because
okay, so with the yes, sir.
A lot of people make a lot of mistakes.
Yes, sir.
So how are they helping us to do it properly?
Yes.
And what is the percentage so far in terms of those who have applied and those who have defaulted? Can you give us a little throwback on that?
Okay, so in terms of the online, due to the circumstances that arose because of the COVID, so in 2020 when we rolled out the Coronavirus Alleviation Fund, we had a system where we put a portal online because we didn't want a lot of people to come to the office and then contract the disease. So that was what led to us giving out a portal for you to register online, so that you can sit in the comfort of your house and then apply and register. That was the reason why. but we saw that people that were applying were more of let me say market women and business owners that didn't really know how to speak the language, and so we actually went around. Some of us used sort the assembly and a collaborative with assembly to also go around with the cars on the megaphone to actually sensitize the community and those kind of things. So that was what we did, but the online actually came as a result of the COVID. And if you would permit me, I'd like to give you the site.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So that you can go online and then apply from on there, if that's fine with you. So the site is gea.gov.gh/GETP. That's for the grant, the grant scheme. So it's gea.gov.gh/GETP. Okay. I hope it's fine now, sir.
I think he's not online right now.
He's not online, okay.
So I believe that the information you are trying to put across, he'll be picking it on the other side.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right.
So that is about it. And I believe that if you are very much interested, all you need to do is just locate their offices or call their contact numbers and go and find out more on the offers the Ghana Enterprises Agency is rolling out this year.
Yes, so that's it. You heard it right here on Odadia Radio. So you can join us on the Zeno app by downloading it. So it's Odadia Radio on the Zeno app. You can download from Google Play Store or the App Store. We are also live on Facebook, Odadia Radio. Follow us, or Odadia Radio Ghana. Odadia Radio, shine the light.
So we are as well live on YouTube. You can watch live YouTube video of all that is happening. We are very fine Christian gentlemen, so you can, Charlie, go watch us more and and see all that is happening. But of course, just in case you any questions or comments pops up in your mind that you want us to link it up to the Ghana Enterprises Agency, you can send it to us, and we'll make sure Asiedu Nchikweku receive it and give you the due response you require. Our WhatsApp line once again is 02000 92925. So we are wrapping up. Asiedu, any shout out, any greetings, anything that you'd like to add before we take leave of us?
Yes, first of all, I would like to say a very good morning to our CEO, Mrs. Kosi Yankee.
Okay.
Yeah, she's doing very well. She's been everywhere on this project. She's been up and down, so I really appreciate her. So wherever you are, Mrs., I greet you a lot, and as well as my workers in the office. At least I love to say a good morning to them, and also generally, I know the Queen just passed away, so we also want to say our heartfelt condolences to the people of England. There was a bit of a shock to all of us, so we sympathize with them, then wish them well. So and then to all the people listening, I would like to say thank you for your time. I know you've learned a thing or two by what we have shared today, and then we are here for you. You can enter our offices, and then we are glad to help you.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. We wish you all the best.
Yes.
And I believe whilst this is your home, anytime, any day, Charlie, pop around.
Yeah, you're so.
Down.gh.com.
Odadia Radio. Like us on Facebook at Odadia Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Odadia Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200 Odadia Radio. Like us on Facebook at Odadia Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Odadia Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200 092925.
Every day, $1 I see. You know, get so they talk to me. Talk to
All right, so we are live on the breeze this morning. Thank God it's Friday. We're breezing into a new day, and of course, sadly, everything is brand new in the month of September 9th, in the year of our Lord. My name is DJs. I'm here with Demographics. Just gone by was Ghana Enterprises Agency telling us all their grant offers that they are putting up for small and medium scale enterprises. If you're interested, make sure you contact them. Well, coming up, we'll also be having a conversation around our creative art industry, talking about all that is happening in terms of our creative art industry. And we'll have Rufus Bat Cranting. He's actually a creative director, executive producer for Big Kid Treehouse in the UK. He'll be joining us. He's certainly done a lot in terms of creative arts in the UK. Well, let's look at all that they are doing there, vis-a-vis what we are doing in terms of promoting our movies, industry, music and all that. Are we heading the right areas? He will share some experiences as well with us later on the show. Remember, WhatsApp is 02092925. We'll also pretty shortly be checking out on our social media trends and find out all that is happening. And then later we'll jump into that conversation with Rufus this morning.
You know, get to go catch congee. Every day, dollar signs I see. Me, I won't be free. Every day, dollar signs I see. You know, get no they talk to me. Salty life, that be what I see. Oh, I see they make my body go low. Out of Brahma into a don't go, baby. I see they make my body go low. Out of Brahma into a don't go, baby.
Remember, you can as well send your shout out. It's a Friday. We're getting into the weekend. If you have any shout outs, just drop it. If you have any special music requests, just send it through and we'll make sure you enjoy it. In the background is music from Sefa. She called this one Soft Life. And that brings us to our trends for this morning.
Okay, so on the trends, we have a lot going on in social media space. Sarkodie is set to drop his 8th studio album titled Jams. Wow. For me, I feel Sarkodie has done so much that I don't know what he needs to do again to prove to Ghanaians that he's a man. I hear people keep saying, oh, Sarkodie needs to do this. I said, he has done everything. He went on a whole break, no music, came back and gave you hits after hits. He went on the High Life side and did a whole merry album. Hip hop here. Now, Sarkodie is putting so much in his craft. That is why it is working for him. He's investing and he's working with the right team. So, kudos to Sarkodie. We can't wait to listen to the new studio album. Also, over the weekend, Rolly Panda, one of the emerging artists, had a whole show in Ho Tanyigbe Etwe where he had over 5,000 people. Now, a lot of musicians in Accra are trying to compete in the space here. And it's really tough in Accra. So for me, I think the upcoming ones should start doing their shows in their various regions.
I mean, so they should target their homes.
Yes, target your home.
Their home regions.
Yes. Because, I mean, this show, Rolipanda Trip to Volta, is actually now part of the calendar for the people of Ho Tanyigbe. So the chiefs are in support of it, and it was a great one. This was the second edition and was super. Unfortunately for Ghana entertainment industry, we have lost Baba's Spirit.
Baba's Spirit, yes.
I don't know what
Baba's
happened
Spirit,
to him, but
he's so rest in perfect peace.
It's so sad. It's so sad. He's one gentleman that everybody loved to watch on TV. You can never have a dull moment with Baba's Spirit. Yes.
It's no more now.
I don't know. But DJ, before he died, I just saw a video where he was saying he's already dead.
He mentioned
he had an interview and he said he's already gone. He's just
what was it in a movie?
No,
or in real life.
In real life. So I don't know what he was actually going through before saying that, but we just wish the family well in these tough times. Also, moving on, we have the man Don Jazzy.
Don Jazzy.
Is it Don Jazzy? Who is throwing his weight behind Last Mate, Ghana's own Last
Mate.
And for me, that's very huge. You know, with a Friday night jam, that song needs more promotion because every Friday people want to jam.
It feels like that.
And we always have this issue of Nigerians don't support the Ghanaian artists, but for me, I think it's getting better. For Don Jazzy to just mention and post Last Miss video is huge. Now we have Shatta Wale also in Nigeria doing his thing. After all
Wale
this,
is also focusing. See, at first we didn't in the Nigerian market, but now Shatta is beginning to focus more into hitting that particular market.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know what he has.
But you know Shatta Wale and his antics. He will say we don't need a market, we don't need a Nigerian market, and that's just to call attention. And actually work.
Yeah.
Now we have the Camidos going there to do their thing, episode, and all those guys going to Nigeria to also promote their music. So big ups to Last Made, big ups to highly spiritual music. They should keep pushing. They should push more. There's so much happening. Over the weekend, Latif Abubakar also had Odadia Latif Abubakar. Let me repeat. Odadia Latif Abubakar.
I hear it was a great show.
DJ Use.
I hear it was a great show.
You should have been there to watch for yourself. Ghanaians have grown to love theater.
Theater, yeah.
Uncle Lebo White also doing his thing. But Latif, one thing about Latif is he's been very consistent with the craft and then his place. And this time around, he went very hard to do an one-man play. One cast. Now Shoko, big ups to Now Shoko.
Now Shoko,
yes, 2 hours on stage.
Not an easy thing at all.
No, it's not. But the number of people behind the scene making sure Now Shoko is able to give out the performance, you have no idea. You have no idea. So I want to say shout outs to Latif Abubakar. Keep doing the good work. And this was made possible with the support from the Spanish embassy there. Yeah. And this is also going to open the market for the Ghanaian theater to begin to export to the outside world. Let me say that I was the man behind the set design that people saw that you were going crazy about. So Odadia has been their thing. We are still shining the light everywhere we go.
Yeah, so you were behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You put up all that beautiful state thing and all that.
Yes.
Really
all
good,
the
really
rain
good.
effect and all that. So the theater industry is really growing. Also, shout outs to Uncle Lebo White for his 50th play. He's been writing and producing play, and so far he has 50 plays to his credit. So let's keep supporting the arts, and there's so much coming up. Let's promote the good things we are doing in Ghana.
And then some fallout from Stonebwoy's Ashama to the world tour. Shall I hear some people rob seriously?
I mean, a shaman already has that kind of
a lot of robbery.
People
were being robbed. People were being manhandled, and that's what happened in the crowd.
Yes,
while the show was happening.
Yes, you should know a shaman. A lot of people won't go to a shaman. Personally, I don't like going there. And Stonebwoy is working so hard to give the area some good name.
Yes.
But there are some miscreants who still want to misbehave. But it's good the police or the security services were there to apprehend some of these people. So we just hope things get better. If not,
I heard that the robbers who were perpetrating in such acts were more than even the security personnel that were at the show at the time.
How should that be?
They said there were lots of them in the crowd. You hear this, you hear that. Somebody said my phone is gone. Somebody said my bag has been snatched. A whole lot.
For me, that's why
that gave a very bad image
to the show, because
even though the show was well attended,
yes,
performances were on spot, but that has given that the show that happened at Ashama Sakasaka Park,
yes,
a very, very bad image.
Yes,
seriously bad image.
We just hope things get better. If not, Stonebwoy should be thinking of changing the venue for the show and also increasing.
You want the team for the Ashama,
but the boys they misbehave.
You want the team to be in Ashama, the land of Ashama.
But back to Shatta Wale, Shatta Michi. Wale was saying Michi should come for some collaboration, and now Michi is saying that she wants some big money where the studio for be outside the house because she doesn't want.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Some conditions to that featuring. So to that collaboration.
It's necessary.
Maybe he knows the money is delivered.
Yeah.
So he needs to put up a very good conditions to make this happen.
Yes.
But Shatta Wale really wants collaboration with.
But DJ, what is happening? I think you have this information. What is happening to the GOG album? Shatta said he was going to drop that thing. We've waited and waited and waited. Still,
maybe it's still in the pipeline. Hey, maybe this collaboration with Michi and all that are still, cooking up the GOG album to come out.
Well, I just hope he brings the album to the breeze so that we can have a preview of it right here on the Daddy Radio.
Anyway, on a very sad note, we also talking about the demise of the monarch of England.
I think it should be a celebration, actually. Yes, she's
Queen
96
has
years.
passed on at the age of 96, and she's done everything.
Yeah, she's done everything.
So it should be much of a celebration.
Yeah, it should be a celebration. Not
maybe Rufus will tell us a bit about that.
Well, yeah, but for me, when people live life, people have contributed to society greatly. I think at some age when they leave, we should rather celebrate them instead of, But I mean, Ghana, people have already designed funeral cloths, and is flying over social media creative
for the Queen.
Yes,
already.
Oh, you can trust your country.
Oh, that's already trending.
It's already on. Yes, it's a big funeral for Ghana. So Queen Elizabeth was actually visiting Ghana back in the days with Nkrumah and all. So we have that ties with England and all that. So we mourn with them, and we'll join in the celebration of life for the Queen.
Okay. Well, I'll give you some trends on Twitter right now. They have latest updates on the Big Brother Naija season 7 that is currently being aired on DSTV, and shame is trending. I don't know what the shame, but it's a category under politics. It's also trending this morning, about 136k tweets, and in politics as well, we have Prince Charles also trending, and in technology we have iPhone 14, which has about 266k tweets. That is also trending right now on Twitter. And iPhone 14, Charlie, we are not even done with the 13.
I don't know why the tech industry do that, especially iPhone. You save so much to buy the phone, and then within a short period there's something else. What is happening?
They're up with a new one.
What is happening?
They're hitting us running seriously. So iPhone 14 is trending. Disgraceful. It's also a hashtag that is trending on Twitter right now. It's about football. Has about 26.4k tweets. And Vodafone is also trending in Ghana. Vodafone Ghana is trending on Twitter this morning. So you can check out most of these details on Twitter if you happen to be tweeting around, and follow up on all that is happening.
Yeah, so I want to say a big shout out to all of daddies and everybody tuning in from all over the world. Some of them are sending in messages, and they're saying they're enjoying the show so far. So we just want to promise you that we have so much coming for you. Yeah, it's the breeze live here on the Daddy Radio. So we are here to serve you. If you have something you want to promote, feel free to come to the studio, and then we will promote it for you.
If you want to do a promotion, I mean, there are always special packages for daddies.
Yes.
So don't hesitate to contact us. We are at the Alumni Mentorship Center on Prese Campus, Legon. We call it AMC. So you can pop in anytime if you have any business, or if you want to call us, you can call us on 02000 92925. And happy birthday going out to all birthday celebrants this morning. Happy birthday going out to, if you celebrate your birthday today, happy birthday going out to you. So stay tuned, there's more coming. Next up, we are going to have a conversation with Rufus Bat Granting. He is a creative director and executive producer for Big Kid Treehouse.
Odadia Radio. Like us on Facebook at Odadia Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Odadia Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200 092925.
It's Black Avenue music, baby.
Hey, this is Antoine Mensah. You're listening to Odadia Radio live from the AMC. Keep it locked.
Another banger, baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life. I love you, no day for me, young girl. Oh, young girl. No, tell me no, 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 no. Oh, 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 oh. Baby, gon' give me your lo, 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 lo. Oh, 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 oh. You got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, 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 lo. Oh, 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 oh. I see this fine girl from my party, she wear yellow. Every other girl they do too much, but this girl mellow. Now in my fine situation, I go use they tell I'm mellow. Finally I find way to talk to the girl, but she ain't no one follow. Who you gonna phone for one? When you know I come for one, then I start to feel a bum bum one. But she dey give me small small one. I know say she sabi pass it down one one. But she feeling insecure one, cause her friends go they go my light ring go on. Go they go my light ring go on. Baby calm down, calm down. Yo this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo you sweet life, phantom, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, no day for me, young girl. Oh young girl, no tell me no, 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 no. Oh, 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 oh. Baby gon' give me your lo, 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 lo. Oh, 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 oh. You got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, 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 lo. Oh, 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 oh. As I reach my house, I see me got a small wall. As me I wake up, now she did my mind don't walk. Then one day two, one of you folk go was. Now so me I go down, see me willing go walk. As I start to the tell her, you know my heart it is. Baby girl, if you leave me, I don't go love again. Because you get many girls we put my heart for bed. Baby, you feel my pain. Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, no day for me, young girl. Oh young girl, no tell me no, 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 no. Oh, 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 oh. Baby, gon' give me your lo, 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 lo. Oh, 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 oh. You got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, 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 lo. Oh, 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 oh.
All right, so in the background, music from Rima. She calls this one Calm Down. Don't forget, if you like us to send a shout out for you, or if you want any music request, just send it a WhatsApp on 02000 92925. And I have one here from Richard Osei Ajima, aka Malaika, original MC Richie T. Yeah. He's doing the listening. And he says requesting Friday Night by Last Mate. Special shout outs to all 2009 SHS year group, especially to Presec and Abugiz. Let's meet up on the hills on 24th September. From MC Richie T.
What's happening on the hills?
What's happening on the hills? Malaika, what's happening? Or maybe did he go jogs more or walk?
Well,
is it a walk or some sitting session?
He's here. He should tell us.
What? Something happened? Something happened. So from Richard Ajimai, it says special outs to 2009 SHS year group, and he's doing the listening especially to Presec and Abugiz. So let's meet up on the hills 24th of September. That's what's happening. So maybe we need to jam that song for him.
Yes, necessary.
We need to jam that song for him. All right, so let's enjoy this one. When we come back, we'll have that conversation with Rufus.
DownGH.com.
When you looking at me, please don't stop. I'm a demon that you need ASAP. I'ma give you all you need, full stop. All you haters are making rap. Stay at me and don't get shy. Now I wanna give you full pressure. Every me, I make them kill your shine. Everybody wanna be on my side. Hey, sorry, please leave my side, man.
Phone don't stop ringing, and now my friends are banging, and money calling my phone like I'm banking, king. No be joke, I'm in heavy, making everything possibly. Got my swag on, thinking. He said good day, all night, all day, chilling, don't try me, start 10. It's a Friday night, oh, hey. When we drop in this party, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, oh, you for me. Everybody's watching movie, looking fresh and cutie, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, oh, you for me. It's a Friday night, oh, hey. When we drop in this party, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, oh, you for me. Everybody's watching movie, looking fresh and cutie, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, oh, you for me. Yeah. Show my swag, don't need no person, I don't need no questions, I don't need no rough, so please move. I'm looking fresh, got my stacks on deck. I'm a fashionista, got my Casablanca t-shirt. Phone don't stop ringing, and now my friends are banging, and money calling my phone like I'm banking, thinking. No be joke, I'm in heavy, making everything possibly. Got my swag on, thinking. He said good day, 10, all night, all day, chilling, and don't try me, start 10. It's a Friday night, oh, hey. When we drop in this party, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, oh, you for me. Everybody's watching movie, looking fresh and cutie, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, oh, you for me. It's a Friday night, oh, hey. When we drop in this party, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, oh, you for me. Everybody's watching movie, looking fresh and cutie, people got your eyes on me, stepping at the yard, oh, you for me. Yeah. Phone don't stop ringing, and now my friends are banging, and money calling my phone like I'm banking, king. No be joke, I'm in heavy, making everything possibly. Got my swag on, thinking.
That's right. It's Friday. Tune from Last Mid. Yeah, so it's a Friday. And make sure you have a good day. Whatever you have to do for the weekend, make sure you do it. Feel free, be happy in your life, and then take life easy. DJ Yus, welcome back.
Yeah, we are back. And everything is happening live on The Breeze this morning. Like we said, The Breeze is an upcoming program that you need to keenly follow through on Odadia Radio. It will be from 9 a.m. to 12 midday. It's going to have a lot of interactive sections, insightful interviews, social media trends, a lot of music, music promotions and business promotions and so much more will be happening right here on The Breeze. You need to take note of that. I'm only supporting demographic this morning.
I'm having a wonderful time because you're my boss. You and I go way back.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just beautiful that finally I'm working under you.
That's really cool. So, let's head straight to our next conversation.
Yes. Now, we're going to discuss the creative space, how we do it here, and then how it's done out there.
Yeah.
So when you look at the creative art sector, there are so many.
No, before we go on, let me welcome Rufus. Rufus, good morning.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Yes, and how are you doing?
I'm very well. How's everyone?
Yes, we are also well and alive. And we thank God it's Friday.
We thank God it's Friday. We thank God we woke up today.
Yes, of course. So there's going to be a very interactive conversation. You can join us 02092925. Like I was saying, he is a creative director, executive producer for Big Kid Treehouse. And Rufus, tell us, Big Kid Treehouse, what do you basically do?
Yes, so
it is based in the UK, right?
Yeah, we're based in the UK, and we started off as a publishing house for music artists.
Okay.
Especially in relation to helping them release their music and publish their music. Okay. So with the UK, you have to register with PRS, which is the Performing Rights Society, and also PPL, which is the Phonographic. It's essentially another performing rights society which earns revenues off royalties. And for artists, you need to register with those, you need to do administration for those, and you also need to try and negotiate distribution contracts as well when you want to release your music. So one of my friends who worked in a fashion design house, he was doing a lot of videos and designs for a lot of musicians, as part of his job. And one day he had a musician called Jazzy Martian who came to his studio, and I was just happened to be there, and I was just basically just hanging out. This artist kind of explained his situation, the difficulty as an independent artist in releasing music, and especially gaining support with regards to marketing and funding. And the next day, me and one of my friends, Shibomi Anadugbe, who's a Nigerian based in London as well, we basically came up with the idea of setting up a publishing house to help facilitate him release his music. From there, we then had to start learning how to devise contracts for artists. So one of my friends who's a lawyer and who's worked in the music industry as well for Sony, kind of helped us with regards to devising contracts, because the way that record labels are set up in the UK, most artists sign a 360 distribution deal, by which the record label will reap the benefits mostly compared to the artist of the deal. So where we wanted to step in was to negotiate a contract whereby the artist would be the main beneficiary of that deal, and we would come in and just take a smaller percentage of royalties, but also of all the performing rights for that artist. But working in the creative industry, there's a lot of overlapping between creatives. So where we started as just a publishing house for releasing music, said artist in question, Jazzy Martian, needed help with music videos, with things like cover art, and that's where we started to connect with videographers, with artists, with painters, and with people kind of across the creative spectrum. So kind of following on from that, it kind of only made sense that we extend from not just a publishing house, but also a creative agency. And where my original background is actually in consulting and advisory, mainly in the finance world, we thought that it would actually be good to kind of segue that into creative agency, because then we could consult other creatives as to how to operate and to publish their works.
Okay. So then, what can you tell me a little bit more about the 360? What did you call that? The 360
deal. Yeah.
A 360 deal.
Yeah.
So like a record label.
Yeah.
What if you break that down? What does that 360 deal mean for an artist?
For example, in a typical 360 deal, what might happen is that the label will say to an artist, okay, here's a contract whereby you have to release maybe 5 projects with us. But what a record label will typically do is they'll earn money off both the mechanical recordings of making a song and also the distribution of releasing that song. That term's called double dipping in the UK, where you'll be earning a management fee, you'll be earning a percentage of the royalties, but then by which you negotiate the distribution of that release, you'll also be taking a percentage of that. And our model is kind of the antithesis to that, whereby we only take off the revenues earned once an artist is actually earning a substantial amount of money, because a lot of record labels will tie an artist down to maybe a contract, and they'll basically just take all the money from the artist, because they will own the masters as well. That artist won't necessarily be able to buy those masters back, and they'll be indebted to that record label. Our model works such that the masters are actually co-owned, so it's a co-ownership and it's more of a partnership as opposed to a strict management service that we offer. So even though we offer all the artist services that a management company would do with regards to the marketing, the branding, the release of the music, and also facilitating studio time, we won't treat it as such whereby we're reaping the benefits of all the different streams. So that's why I would say that we're opposite to a 360 deal, and we try to arrange partnerships with independent artists as opposed to recording contracts.
Okay. So does this become more beneficial to the artist with this kind of deal?
Yeah. So with this type of deal, the artist would, for example, we earn 30% of the actual revenue. So that's the gross profit after the artist has started to recoup money. Whereas with 20% after everybody's taken their cut off the distribution. So yeah, we kind of had it in mind as well, where we were an independent company, that we could kind of make our own rules as to how contracts should be stipulated, because a lot of musicians aren't necessarily educated on music contracts themselves, and they'll sign deals not realizing that they've actually kind of signed away all their royalties and all the percentages. So we kind of made a concerted effort to actually do our background on the law side as well, to make sure that the artists would be in a place where they'd actually be able to recoup financially off the contract.
Okay. So then, Big Kid Treehouse,
Yes.
you have artists that you've signed them on.
Yeah, so there's an artist that we worked with, and we've signed a contract with that artist. So Jazzy Martian is the main artist. You can find him on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on YouTube. And yeah, so far we've been working for about 2 years, and it's been going very, very well in terms of establishing his career. The first thing we had to do was kind of go through his catalogue of unreleased music and try and see where it would sit in the market, what would be the first songs that we'd want to release, and also how we'd want to introduce it and their works. And they might not necessarily know the best route to drop music, especially in kind of London, where a lot of the urban scene, there's a lot of crossover between, say, R&B, hip hop, and rap. It's very difficult to know how to release your music without being kind of stereotyped or typecast as a specific artist, and to kind of have the freedom to maneuver how you would want and not to be put in a box, essentially.
Okay.
So, at what point will an artist need a publisher? Is it before releasing music or in the...
Yeah. So there's a couple of ways to go about it. You can try and negotiate with a publishing house off the top. So after you've made a song, you'll take that song to, say, like a publishing house, or maybe, for example, you might take it to Sony, and you might ask them, okay, I've got this song. What do you think is the best avenue in terms of publishing it, and what markets do you have, and which people would you show it to? And what's your target demographic for kind of introducing this song to the market? So you have to do your research, because there might be publishing houses which are more centric to a specific genre or a specific demographic of people. So it's not just about the exposure, but really the specific type of exposure that you're trying to gain. And then even with things like magazines and sponsorships and publications, you want to try and carve your own niche and kind of select the publicists that are going to advertise your work in the way that represents you best. But yeah, there's a lot of due diligence that needs to be done when it comes to releasing music. It's not really as simple as just putting your music out there. You know, you have to be very strategic with how you want to maneuver, because that's what's going to keep you in good stead.
Follow-up question. We have some artists in Ghana here who tell you, oh, my song is on DistroKid, my song is on this, but then after some time they come back and say they're not cashing out from it. So is it right to just throw your song on DistroKid and then you go and sleep? How do you cash out from it?
No, so typically, so it's not really the platform DistroKid itself. That's a good platform. You know, there's Centric, there's DistroKid, there's a lot of different platforms whereby you can release your music. But what's really key, and where I think a lot of artists fail, is that where they might set aside a lot of money for actually making the music, I don't think they set aside that same amount of money for the marketing. You know, if you really want to push your song, then it's not just enough to just release it. It's really important to actually be active on social media, to try and find different pockets and markets, whether that be like magazines or people to speak to, but people who can push your music as far as possible. So, and even things like adverts, you know, like adverts on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google, these things will amplify your release. And having a coordinated strategy is what's going to help with your music, but not just having a coordinated strategy, the consistency. I think in general, like, people kind of lose sight of the consistency needed in terms of pushing your music, in terms of maybe every week or every three days prior to release, making sure that people are aware it's coming out. After release has actually been released, making sure that you're still pushing the music itself. So I think the marketing is a key area in terms of how you're going to grow your brand, grow your business, essentially.
So what were the challenges you have faced as a manager? Because all what you're talking about, it's a lot of work. I am actually in the creative space, and behind one artist, the number of people that people don't see. So for you, how challenging has the journey been for you?
It's funny because I think the challenging aspect is when you're trying to collaborate as a team, and making sure that everyone's kind of on the right track, but also kind of making sure that everything's in check. You know, like, my friend jokes that I'm kind of like detail of operation, in the sense that I'm always trying to have a keen sense of attention to detail with everything that's involved. And I think sometimes the challenges are that you might have quite big expectations as an artist, and when you don't meet those expectations, you might feel a bit disheartened, and then you might think, okay, well, it's not worth continuing. But I think it's really important to understand, especially when you're beginning your journey, that there's going to be a lot of sleepless nights. There's going to be a lot of difficult decisions that you have to make, and there's going to be a lot of times where it might feel very lonely. But you have to kind of persevere through that and have that consistency to see the project through to the end. Artists are they tend to be very precocious about their work, and rightfully so. You know, like art is like the beauty of art in commerce is that it's very, very personal.
Yeah.
So when you're kind of giving that away to the public, you should rightfully be precocious about how you want it to be appreciated. But I think the trick is to kind of like let go of what other people may think about your release or what other people may think about it, and to actually release it, because that's how you're going to have the experience of what to do next. But in terms of the actual concepts and the actual ideation of kind of ideas, that's really the easy bit. You can I wake up every day and I might go on notes, I might speak to an artist, and we might have an idea, and within 5 minutes I've got pretty much a whole treatment for like a video or an idea for a song. And creating is naturally the easy bit. You know, it's really just bringing everything together, and also trying to be resourceful. It's very, very expensive if you go down the route of trying to outsource. But trying to be as resourceful as possible and budgeting within your means, I think, is the most important thing. And not being afraid to be independent and to do things yourself. You know, if you don't know something, YouTube is a free resource that is there. Also, like kind of digging into your own network of people that you will know, because everyone in their phone book will have a lot of people that they know, but they don't necessarily reach out. So I think just not losing sight of the love of the art is the most important thing, you know.
Wow, this is deep. Now, how are you able to manage the psychological well-being of your artists? Because it gets to a point where they go blank.
You know what? I liken it almost to I liken it to sport. And what I say to there's one artist I know, Ahima Darkwa, actually. She's a very talented musician. Please check her out. She's got some projects coming out. And I tell her that a lot of the time you have to treat it like a dojo. You know, you have to treat it like you're in sport and you're in a competition, and you have to constantly sharpen your tools. So what you do every day, the little you do every day, the 5 minutes that you might practice on your lyricism or on your freestyling or whatever it may be, you have to really, really sharpen your tools. So you have to treat it like a sport in that respect. And when it comes to kind of like managing artists, like the psychology of getting into people's heads and encouraging them, I look at people like Arsene Wenger, like Alex Ferguson, you know, like Jose Mourinho. Like, these guys know how to motivate and get the best out of their players. And it's kind of similar, whereby it's a very human relationship that you have to kind of manage, and you can't lose sight of the fact that it's people essentially, you know, that you're managing. So you have to really be cognizant of the fact that people go through a lot every day. And you have to kind of reason with them, and they have to be in a good place or a place where they feel mentally good in order to produce their best work. So yeah, I think it is very, very tricky, but you have to just treat it almost like you're a football manager. You know? that would be my advice.
Well, so have you done some project with some artists in Ghana here? How the difference?
So I haven't. So far, since I've been here, for example, I've only been here for a short amount of time. My friend was actually getting married last week. So this wasn't the type of trip where I was able to do, for example, like field work and go to visit different artist studios and whatnot. But, from the few people that I've connected with, what I would like to do is actually establish a network so that I can try and tap into the creative industries that are here. I actually went to the Garden and Flower Show opposite Kempinski. And I met up with a couple of people from Stratcom who organized the event. So I think just going out and seeing the culture for yourself and trying to network with people, having conversations with people is the best thing to foster collaboration, because most artists are generally quite receptive to collaboration. So it's just about how you put yourself out there and how willing you are to engage, meet new friends, have new conversations, and see ways in which you can collaborate. You know, even there was someone I met here at Odadia Radio who said that they do cover art. You know, so there's a potential that maybe we can get some cover art done for some artists in the UK, and try and get that exposure and collaboration going
on. Wow. DJ is over to you.
Well, I'm enjoying the conversation. I think that there's a lot more for us to learn in terms of how this is done in a rightful way.
Yeah,
we have a lot of record labels in Ghana, artist managers in Ghana, and I know the stress they go through in trying to manage an artist. Sometimes it doesn't come easy at all. But from what Rufus is trying to explain, it means that there's a lot of benefit for an artist to be on a record label, to have a record deal. There's a lot of benefits that an artist derives from it. Aside that, well, if you don't have a deal, I don't know what an artist can do if he doesn't have a deal, like a record deal, a manager, or something of that sort. Some people like to go like a freelance artist.
Yeah.
I can be anywhere. Can we look at that two scenarios?
Of course. I mean, for example, like I don't necessarily work with mainstream artists, or artists that are going to have deals. And I think the best advice I would have for anyone who's in a position where they might not be able to have a record deal, or have that level of attention or exposure, is to do as much as you can for yourself. You know, I think that the more you can do for yourself, whether you're in your bedroom studio making music, is going to put you in a position where you've got the leverage when you get to the point where you might be able to negotiate a deal. So the little that you can create, there are means to put your music out there. You know, you can advertise on Facebook, you can advertise on YouTube, you can advertise on SoundCloud. There are so many ways in which you can create, that you don't necessarily have to be in a position where you are signed to a record label to be heard. And I think the beauty of the internet means that anyone can really be seen and be heard. Where I would advise someone who's an independent artist and they might be struggling is just to create as much as possible. The more you create, eventually someone is going to be able to look at your catalog and see an evidence or a body of work, and they're going to be able to, they might take the risk of investing in that.
Yeah.
And even if they don't invest in that, you yourself can release music. You yourself can market your music. You know? You yourself have the opportunity to do whatever you want. So having that sense of autonomy is really, really important, you know. And I think that people shouldn't just think, oh, you know, I'm not necessarily big time. What's the point? You know, if you're creating for creating's sake and art is something that you love to do, then you're always going to be creating, essentially. And I would say try and get educated as much as possible, because the more you're educated, then the more you'll be in a position of strength when you're trying to leverage negotiation deals, or partnerships with, say, like a Sony, for example. I just say Sony, but that's just an example. It could be anyone.
Yeah. Wow. You know, it can get so overwhelming as an independent artist, trying to book shows where you get there, people are not minding you, and then sometimes you get to the place, maybe they've given you the platform, and then a mainstream comes, they just push you aside. All right, and it's really, really draining. Now, for you, would you want to work with some guys from Ghana here, even though you'll be traveling back?
Yeah, 100%.
And
100%.
Have you scouted some so far?
I haven't, but that's only because I've only been here for a short amount of time, and I've been visiting a lot of friends and family.
Okay.
But I would love to. I mean, even after this conversation, if you could put me on to new artists, or if you could show me anyone that you think that you're interested in, that you listen to, then I would happily explore them and try and look at ways in which we could maybe support them, whether that's through education, whether that's through the consultancy aspect that I mentioned. And yeah, I'd be very, very open to kind of knowing what real Ghanaians, what real people are like doing that isn't necessarily mainstream. Yeah, I'd be very, very open to fostering that collaboration for sure.
Wow. That's all we need, collaborations.
Yeah, collaborations, and of course to have our industry also improving. But Rufus, let me find out from, this is a very general one. I want to find out about your impression or your opinion regarding our music industry in Ghana. We do a lot of Afro beats now. There's a lot of stuff the boys are putting into their music. Have you had time? Have you made time to listen to some of our songs? What do you think about industry?
I listen to Afro. I'm not gonna lie. I think Nigeria is winning right now. I'm just gonna keep it up. That's not to say.
Yeah, we did a race.
Yeah, but that's not to. But I think that should also be. That should be inspiration. You know? Even like one of my favorite artists that I listen to is Amaray.
Okay.
And she's gone the non-conventional route of kind of like releasing music and the way she's kind of like started. I think one of the first times I heard her was actually on a guy called Ilo, one of his projects, and he's kind of one of these like Alte artists, I think from Lagos. But if you look at her trajectory and where she is now, you wouldn't have known where she started. And even for her to have collaborated with a kind of indie niche Nigerian artist like at the beginning just shows that it's not necessarily about going the conventional route. I would explore any Ghanaian artist to try and be innovative, to try and separate yourself from the pack, and just try to be yourself as much as possible. You know, sometimes I think we fall into the trap of trying to catch with the latest trends or what you think is popping. But if you want to make a track with talking drums as like kind of like the main backing, and you've got like a really interesting way of like putting your vocals on the track, then do it. You know, like innovation is always key. So I think trying to be unique and trying to be yourself is really the most important thing.
All right. So for a follow-up on my general question I asked, well, Nigerians are really hitting and running us on
actually,
the,
I need to make a correction.
Okay.
Because Amapiano. Okay. I love Amapiano.
You love Amapiano, okay.
You see here, I've been going out to like Bloom and Mood Bar and like all these places, obviously because of the wedding, and every time Amapiano is being played, it shuts everything down.
I mean you are being honest about that, and I've also observed that mostly you go to a lounge or a pub or something of that sort, and all you hear is Amapiano. It looks as if it's a new trend of music, which is currently like everybody want to hear Amapiano. So what do you think about that? Is it killing our industry? Is it killing our own kind of Afrobeat that we are trying to promote?
Again, I would say look at that as inspiration. You know, and I've got a lot of friends in London from Zimbabwe as well, and like they tell me that when they go to Zim as well, like Amapiano it's just taken over.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that just goes. It's a testament to the fact that if you're really passionate about creating music that people can enjoy, that people gravitate towards it. I was even speaking to a cab driver, and he was talking about the fact that he feels that the Ghanaian music industry is a little bit stale, in the sense that they don't like to go outside of the box.
Okay.
So the only thing I would encourage as much as possible is to go outside of the box.
Okay.
Experiment. You know,
okay.
experimentation
is we should have a lot of our artists veering into that Amapiano kind of thing.
Not even necessarily. I'm just talking about experimentation.
Okay.
Is what is going to drive innovation.
Okay.
You know, so not being scared to go outside of the box. You know. Even if it's a case of you want to make traditional music or music that people are more familiar with, again, try and separate yourself from the pack. Whether that's through your branding, through your marketing, through your style, through your fashion, through the lingo you use. I think lingo is something that's really important. Like people always gravitate towards like slang, and people always want to understand something they don't understand. So trying to be yourself as much as possible is what's going to be your USP.
Exactly.
For me, I think the challenge here is everybody wants to blow. People want to just cash out. So instead of taking instead of taking that time to truly put out what they feel, what is within them, they just want to go like, oh, Charlie, play the beats like Samini. You know, so you see the person sounding like Samini. You hear some sampling in there. But the other issue too is there are musicians who have decided to go their own style, but the people are not paying attention to such people because they're not doing the music like what they want to hear. So is it right for the listeners to dictate to the musicians? Because to me, I feel the listeners dictate to the musicians, and it's just few of them who are really daring to give the people what they feel like.
I think sometimes you have to be brave and bold enough to flip that narrative. I think you mentioned earlier about how I think like local regions should try and put on their own concerts. to kind of like encourage like local artists to blow in that sense. And I think if there's anything I can encourage is for that sense of locality and community, because if you go to like for example, like that may be the case in Accra, but if you maybe if you go to Kumasi, maybe go to Tamale, you might see that the music that they're creating locally, people are gravitating towards it locally because that's what's being kind of pushed. So I think that as much as possible, try and take autonomy of your own markets, you know. So yeah, that's what I would say.
All right. So before you come in, a quick one. We'd like to remind our listeners, you're listening to Breeze. That is the Breeze on Odadie Radio. The Breeze is an upcoming show that's going to feature on Odadie Radio. Demographics like to describe it as what?
It's a drive time.
Well, we have everything. It's a Futu France thing. So
yes.
Everything that comes in on Breeze. So this is just to scratching the surface to test the waters and let you in on what Breeze is here to bring on your airwaves on Odadie Radio every weekday. So please watch out for this show. It's called The Breeze. It's going to be with a lot of crew. Demographics is going to be around. We have a lot of crew coming around. I would like to say a very big up to our big man, Mr. Johnny Adofenin, for actually warming this up for us and putting things together to make sure that we are on. He's our executive producer. And of course, he's doing a lot behind the scenes to make sure the Breeze show comes up live on Odadie Radio. So if you are listening, you are very fortunate to be joining us. And let me say a very big good morning to Rene Boateng, who is also doing the listening, 2011 year group president. He's also doing the listening, and we'd like to say a very good morning to you. And of course to Senior Edifico, also doing the listening inside New York. He says he's enjoying the songs. Senior Edifico says, Charlie, the songs you guys play. In fact, he's boogieing down in New York today right now and enjoying every bit of the show. Remember, we are live on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, you can search Odadie Radio, and you can watch the show live. We are also live on Facebook. You see our YouTube link, and you click, and you can as well follow the show live on YouTube. We are live on the Zeno FM radio app. You can download Zeno FM, search for Odadie Radio, and you can listen to us 24/7. As well, you can go to your Google Play Store or your App Store and download Odadie Radio app, and make sure you also join us whilst we bring you a lot more informative, educative content live on the Breeze Show. And we are so grateful you are making time to join us. This morning we are on YouTube by kind courtesy of Michael Adadi. He's making sure that we are live and everything is streaming well and ongoing well. Don't forget, we're still having a conversation with Rufus Bat Cranting, a creative art director and executive producer for Big Kid Enterprise. Did I say Enterprise? Treehouse.
I like this for
Big Kid Treehouse. Yes. And we're having a lot of conversation regarding all that is happening in terms of managing artists, making artists blow. And I mean, once it's a talent, you need to be managed.
Yes.
And you need to be doing the right things in terms of making sure you are being managed to make sure that your talent goes out there and you have to blow. That's the ultimate. A quick question from John. John says, we have a lot of pre-seconds who are doing music and in the creative arts. How can we link our Odadie boys and to him and what he does? I believe he's referring to Rufus.
Yeah, Rufus, yeah.
So if there's anyone that wants to collaborate, please find us on all socials, Big Kid Treehouse. Our email address is bigkid.treehouse@gmail.com. We have a website, bigkidtreehouse.com. We're very, very easy to find. So please get in touch.
Right. Please repeat that for us.
Big Kid Treehouse. We're on all socials, Instagram, Twitter. Our website is bigkidtreehouse.com.
Okay.
Our email address is bigkid.treehouse@gmail.com. We're very, very easy to find, and we'd love for you to get in touch. So please hit us up.
Okay, so we're still having great time on Breeze, but a lot of pressure is in the system. So we just want to remind you that as we journey through life, our souls naturally will yearn for changes. And the best kind of change you can ever do for yourself is to grow, to heal, or to become who you want to be. Growth mostly leads you down the most beautiful chapters. So, turn on the page and embrace your evolution as you unravel your life's novel.
Yeah, some motivation.
Yes.
Before we go, we are wrapping up in some few minutes. But back to Rufus. You've been in the scene. You're a Ghanaian.
Yes.
And I know you follow a lot of our arts and musicians in Ghana. Notably, who are your favorite artists? Who are your favorite top 5 artists in Ghana right now?
I mean, I like Sarkodie, I like Amaray. But I honestly, I like old school stuff as well. I like Kofi Entry, I like Hip Life.
You like Kojo Entry?
Yeah, like, honestly, so my dad was actually, my dad used to be a DJ.
Yeah, his dad actually is KKD. Oh, just in case you don't know.
No, not KKD, just KK.
KK, okay. KK.
Just had to get back.
The big KK.
The big KK.
Yeah, so, yes.
But yeah, I must, let me check my Spotify quick. I'll give you
So, like, your top 5 artists in Ghana, you've mentioned Sarkodie,
Kojo Entry.
Mentioned Kojo Entry.
Amaray.
Yes.
Hold on, let me quickly go on my playlist.
All right, so he's quickly checking on his playlist. We have to jam a song for him.
Yes.
Before he leaves.
So can you choose a song from Ghana that we can jam with you?
He's checking his playlist.
Okay. So we are still live on Odadia Radio, live here inside the Alumni Center. So whatever you want to promote, whatever you want to discuss, feel free to call the studio line on 0302-551-014, or you can send a text 02000929225.
Yes, so reach us and stay interactive with us. We are on Facebook, Odadia Radio. We are live on Facebook, Odadia Radio Ghana. On Twitter and Instagram is at Odadia Radio.
Okay, so DJ, he's selected a song he wants to hear, and it goes to Sorry, Y'all Talk.
Oh, Y'all Talk. Okay. Okay. So, it's a American vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You like Y'all Talk?
Yeah.
Wow.
big fan.
You're a big fan.
Yeah.
What do you actually like about him?
Because of sorry, like, you can really feel like he's speaking from his belly. Like you can almost see the goat from his belly. Like when he's speaking. You know what I'm saying? It's very powerful. Like the vowel sounds, I find it very powerful. So,
Okay. All right, so let's enjoy that song from Y'all Talk, and of course we'll bounce back definitely. We are going to be jamming in the studio right now. You are live here on The Breeze.
Hey! Odadia Radio. Like us on Facebook at Odadia Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Odadia Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200-092925.
I love Chris Rich.
I saw my gang, yeah, cool. Boys, near hard, yeah, cool. Step on set, one fire, to one bad, yeah, joy, yeah, cool. And in the gang, Santa boys, we don't fear, we just do. Americans and in the near, one posuro, and in the near, can't buy a bar, hey, Joe to any man that. Can't buy a bar, Joe to any man that. Get in my foot, nigga provoke. Santa boys, so we got this to the boat. Nigga my gold, selling us soul. Why Jay could tell my man I'm a cold.
All I'm a tall niggas, Santa America, Miami, Fuji, nah, yeah, me blood niggas. I don't fuck with no false niggas. Niggas pretend on some false truth by their life living. They ain't got no life living. You know, I said, we scheme, we don't earn salary, that's the part of the living. Minimum gang.
Odadia Radio. Like us on Facebook at Odadia Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Odadia Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200-092925.
These niggas keep on talking, never did a thing they say. I've been dropping many years, I'm never scared, no way. No bragging. I'm away. I'm a yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, down when I'm sorry. Make up bank, make up sorry. Many come.
And it's got me there, toss us on so correct. Send the location on me, betum. Bad bitches don't be the womb. One person again, be shed, ya be my check it, ubotum. Many time by me, you free. Get the money with no degree. Take my bar, me ye G. Lord, they get from the sea. I'm a Cassiada, city boy, me pay mata. Pepe meals, ya from yata. Don't go for your back at that. Sorry, I got a boys on the road, we got me weed, ya baba dope. But I ain't move me a bloody nigga, me baba bully. Many time for fake friends, me I got any, me buy me dog, yeah. No time to waste time when I move to you, don't trip. I got that boy, be lying, but I know, but me move, man, yeah, break all. When I trap in the scene, me say me a hard boy now for my therapist. When I make boys in the sea, and tears on their body, and I am go. Yeah. Many me gang yeah ba, many me gang go de who I am can, many me dumb yes many me dumb the machi who I am fa, many are kata boys and ya and da, yeah, yeah, be sorry, yeah, be sorry, yeah, be sorry,
Okay. So y'all talk doing sorry. He featured O'Kenneth on this one, and he also has City Boy, J Bart. It is sorry. It's Friday. Straight up going out to Rufus. You feel him? All right, so we're wrapping up shortly, and you can actually link us and get in touch with us on 02000 92925. We're wrapping up shortly. Some American vibe in the background.
Hey, this is Antoine Mensah. You're listening to our Daddy Radio live from the AMC. Keep it locked. Santa America, yeah, one day. We don't fear, we don't hear, I mean nothing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still live on Odadi Radio on the breeze with my man Rufus in the building, here to make sure musicians are getting what they deserve. Rufus, we've had instances where musicians leave record labels and they cannot own their works. How does that come up?
Because they didn't read their contract. When you sign a contract, the first thing you need to make sure is that you have ownership of your masters. That's the most important thing, because ownership of your masters is key to owning the rights for distribution, the rights for licensing. Your masters is the most important thing, and if you don't own your masters, you don't own your work. Wow. So if you're ever in a position where you own your masters, it means that even if you leave a record label, whatever the case may be, you have the actual assets that you've created. So I would say that making sure you're educated on the music contract is really, really important, because too often a label might throw money at you, and before you know it, you haven't read the contract, you've just accepted the money, but then you might have broken a stipulation of that contract. And once you leave, those masters aren't with you.
Wow.
And the record label will then own your masters.
Wow.
So I think you have to be very cognizant of the fact that owning your masters is very, very crucial. Even like at least 50%, and you shouldn't ever acquiesce or lower your demands to less than that, because at the end of the day, it's your work, you know.
Yeah. So let's take it like I'm an upcoming artist. I don't have help, and this person wants to pump money into me and says, "Hey, I'm going to own the work. What do I do?"
You say no.
If I want to blow,
then you have to do it the hard way, because if you sign away your masters, that means that even if you do blow, you're not going to be recompensated, because the record label will own those masters. They'll own the rights to profit off that work. They'll own the rights for when that music is distributed or licensed, the money will go directly to them. You know, so even like as much as possible, you have to be in a position to own your masters. So if a music label were to come to you and say, "Oh, we have to own 100% of the master," you say, "You know what, 100% is too much. However, I'm willing to cede 50%.
Okay.
I'm willing to cede this much." You know, whatever the case may be, you have to own a proportional percentage of your masters. That's important. If you don't, then you shouldn't accept the deal.
So what happens if an artist leaves a record label? The royalties that come from the streaming platforms, how does the artist still cash out from that?
If you own your masters, then you'll be able to earn off your royalties forever.
Okay.
And that's why owning your masters is important, because even if you leave that label, you will have negotiated that whatever split of the masters that they own, yes, they can still earn money off that, but you can still profit off that. So that's why I'm saying I'm very, very key on the ownership of masters, because that will allow you to still reap the benefits regardless of your situation.
Okay.
You know.
Right. We are still live on Odadie Radio. So today's conversation, it's on music, and Rufus is here just to ensure that we get some things right here. So we'll be jumping into more music live here on Odadie Radio. You can reach us on Facebook at Odadie Radio or at Odadie Radio Ghana. On Twitter, Odadie Radio. WhatsApp 02000929225. Or you can call in 0302-551-014. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go for some music. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Antoine Mensah. You're listening to Odadie Radio live from the AMC. Keep it locked.
What else? I figure say we're doing this together. I thought we were gonna be forever. Not me home yet, but I was trying to make it better. Sika 7 mile large, be family up for Stella. I guess I didn't get the memo. Minimum say in the bank, you sign it emo. You always want to make me feel like me and Pemo. Misha once I recording my first demo. 2007, I'm a falling out what I would dream. And until you could now it's like a dream. Obey baby cry, this is too extreme. And you way, guess how many people go stream? Cause a lot of niggas know exactly what I'm talking about. It might be cheating, but memory is not allowed. I swear to God, so maybe I was born faithful until the first female suddenly broke a vow.
I feel like you can be my baby.
What else?
But you don't follow, I like it, go, God. I feel like you could be my honey. But you go say, I know fear for your bills, yaro. Mama, I don't give up on loving. Because without you, I know I'll love. I don't give up on one thing, nobody. I don't know what I am again, I'm a non-living thing. No, I'm a non-living thing. Without you, I'm a non-living thing. Baby, I don't exist without you.
So this happens to be Jules, right?
Yeah. So Jules is he's probably, I should have mentioned him before, he's one of my favorite producers, engineers. He works with a lot of musicians as well.
Yeah.
And like his
Nigerian, Ghanaian
yeah,
artists.
but his sound is like you can even tell by his sound that is inherently.
So we'll just play one of his
yeah,
songs.
This is Angeli Nifie.
Angeli Nifie.
Yeah.
Angeli Nifie.
Nifie.
Okay, Angeli Nifie. Trying to get that from the way he pronounced it. But anyway, so Do you have any thing to say, anything to add, any shout outs before you take leave of us?
Yeah, you know what? I just want to shout out Finger Code actually. That's my friend Junior. Finger Code, FINGACODE. Finger Code, because he's a graphic designer who's he's half Congolese, half Cameroonian, but he's helped me with a lot of just my ideas, and we share ideas back and forth. And he's very much on a wave of collaboration between digital artists. So I know that there are a lot of talented painters and artists in Ghana, and he's working on a lot of generative and digital art that specializes in prints and kind of connects fashion with art. But he also builds databases. He's a software engineer, and he's just someone I want to give a shout out to because he's always shown me love, and he's someone that's always willing to connect with the diaspora and also African artists in general. So I want to shout out him, and yeah, man, come follow Big Kid Treehouse, be part of the hangout. We've got a lot of sub assets that we're trying to create. One of them being Random Radio, where we want to share playlists, DJ mixes, and just get people collaborating with sharing. And we've also got a lot of different ideas cooking up. So if you stay tuned and you follow us, you go on our website, then you'll see a lot of the works that we're doing for sure.
Okay, that's really nice. But then, like you said, if you're a musician or you're a pre-second and you're a musician, I know we have a lot of pre-seconds who are musicians who we really want to collaborate or have a way of maybe picking the minds of Rufus. I mean, he's already put in the links. Once again, can you tell us a bit about that before we wrap up finally?
Yeah, you can find us on Big Kid Treehouse on all socials, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. BigKidTreehouse.com, that's our website. And if you send us an email to bigkid.treehouse@gmail.com, then definitely all inquiries, we would love to know and get in touch. And lastly, I also just want to give a massive shout out to Odadia Radio, because they welcomed me. It's been very great to have these conversations, and even listening to you guys, your segment before, you know, on SMEs and businesses in Ghana, like what you guys are doing is really impactful. You know, I know that right now the country's suffering. You know, they've gone to the IMF for a bailout, so whatever you guys are doing to help the economy is really important. So keep pushing, keep shining the light, and keep doing your thing.
Nice one. Thank you very much, Rufus Bat Quarantine. When are you going back?
Sadly, I leave on Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll be back again. I'll be back again in no time.
Okay. Anytime you come through, Charlie, we are always here for you.
Of course. Thank you.
Nice one. So, Salom.
Yes, sir.
Charlie, we are done. All
too soon.
We are done. But I'm still enjoying this one. Angela Nifi. I'm still enjoying this.
It's a jump for Friday.
Yeah. All right, so to you out there, thank you so much for making time to join us this morning. We've not made much announcement about this, but I believe that you've enjoyed every bit about what we brought to you this morning on The Breeze. We are certainly back next week, in the coming week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every Friday we are live on The Breeze on Odadia Radio. So you can join me live here. Yeah. Just follow us. Share the word. Share. Let them know.
Spread the word. Spread the word. That should be it. Spread the word. Let everybody know.
Yeah.
The Breeze.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
follow
on Odadia Radio.
Odadia Radio. You can follow me on my handles. I see your demographics everywhere.
All right, so we thank everybody for being part. Our second producer, Johnny Ado Feigning, aka Odadia Zonda. Thank you so much, Michael Adade, and Clifford, and everybody who joined in this show, making it possible. We also say a very big thank you to Esiedu Yunchi Kweku from GAE, that's GEA, actually Ghana Enterprises Agency, for being on the show this morning with us. And we also say a very big thank you to Rufus Bat Quarantine also for joining us and giving us a lot more insight into our creative art industry and how it's been done elsewhere. And to you out there, thank you. We can't thank you enough. We are back next weekend. Continue to listen and enjoy Odadia Radio 24/7 on the Zeno FM radio app, on Odadia Radio app. Thank you once again. My name is DJ Yus.